Okay, service. You can say karma yoga also. There's karma yoga is a whole spiritual practice in itself. Like there's some people they don't even know about meditation or sadhana or yoga or nothing. All they do is they be of service. That's what they do. There's some doctors in India where they work all day, every day, and they don't charge anything. It's just donation. They devoted their life to karma yoga or to selfless service, which is, what is it? It means you're serving others without the expectation of any reward. Okay, now, not everybody's destiny is to do that. The mind can't take an idea and say, yeah, I'm gonna do that, if that's not your destiny. There's some people, we're in a world, we need money, and this is just how it is, If it's your destiny to serve and do something like the doctors in India, the few that do that, that will be revealed and you'll do it. But everybody can at least be aware and practice this principle of service. You be open to that. You first let it register, realize that this is an important principle. When I talk about that, does that resonate with you? If it does, give some attention to that, and life will show you how to be of service. Why is it helpful? Why is being of service helpful? And why is it so purifying? It kills selfishness, which is the core of ego. Ego is like, it's a very self-centered world. It's like all about me and take care of me. I got to get mine before somebody else gets theirs, and etc. That's selfishness. I did this for you. What am I going to get now? Oh, I didn't get anything. I worked really hard and I didn't get rewarded. The other person got rewarded. What's wrong? See, when you're doing whatever job you're doing, I used to try to practice this when I was selling cars. It was really difficult, but because I didn't want to be there. It wasn't my thing. I talk to people when I do consults. They're like, how do I deal with this life situation? I'm like stuck in this job and it's totally not me. Or I'm stuck in this city or town and I'm around people, they're like totally worldly. We can't vibe. I can't connect with this. I don't like it. That's how I felt when I was selling cars. I really felt it when I was in the military. Jesus. I was in the Marine Corps at 19. I'd already quit drugs and alcohol like 4 years ago. So I wasn't into any of that. I mean, can you imagine? I was into spirituality. But yet I joined the Marine Corps. Destiny. So I had a really hard time. Talk about not fitting in and getting in trouble. Okay, so when I was selling cars, it was clear I had to be there. I couldn't just quit because, like, what am I going to do? Sometimes, you see, the mind wants to, get dramatic. It's like, no, I'm going to quit and I'm just going to trust God to help me. And if that's not the thing to do, though, in that moment, then it's like you're not going to get helped. You're just going to not gonna have any money. And then life can get harder. You have to be aligned with this intuition, which is how life is showing us what to do, when to change something, when to stay somewhere. The serenity prayer, there you go. Grant me the serenity to accept the things that I can't change. I'm at the car lot, I can't change that. Courage to change the things I can. Should I leave and get something else? No, like somehow I'm feeling I just need to be here. The wisdom to know the difference. The wisdom, should I accept or should I change? See, this is the wisdom, intuition. So I was at the car lot and I knew I had to be there. And so I really tried as best as I can to say, okay, how can I just serve the customer? Forget about selling cars. Forget about if the manager's mad at you because you didn't sell a car. Forget about like, oh, I only sold 2 cars this month. This person sold 5 so far, all that. Forget about, oh, I sold the car, but I only made $50. I want to make $500. Forget that. Am I serving the customer? What does the customer want? What is he there for? How can I serve? God help me, because this goes against the grain, because my ego is thinking about me and I want to make money and I want to, or leave the job. I want this, I want that, I want that, instead of being in the moment and flowing with what's happening in the moment. So God, can you like direct my thinking? At the same time, God, I pray that you can like give me another job, like show me how my life can work out to where I can leave this and get something better. But while I'm here, can you give me the strength to be of service? Because the service, when our selfish core is dismantled, all of a sudden then there's a bigger space inside. We like broaden, our consciousness expands. And then we get to enjoy these nicer feelings of contentment and serenity, because it just goes with the whole package. Selfishness and ego, it's very tight, it's very narrow. It's just me, me, me. Okay, so you see, serenity is not really associated with that package. It's more like frustration and anger and, anxiety. That's what's associated with that. So you're doing service for yourself, really. It's a supreme. It's still selfish because you're doing it to break the ego, but it's a higher supreme selfishness. It's fine. It's a good spiritual selfishness. So do it. And then it breaks this self-absorption, self-obsession that people have with their life. Me, me, me. What am I going to do? I want to get better. I want to do this. Just me, me. And somebody says, can I get some help? No, I have to fix myself first. Me, me, me. They don't realize by helping them, you are fixing yourself because you're forgetting about yourself. There's a saying that says, Jesus totally forgot about himself. He wasn't thinking about himself at all. And now the whole world can't forget about him 2,000 years later. Same with Buddha or Krishna, any great sage. They forget about themselves. They don't want to think about the human karmic self. That's what I mean about when I say forget about yourself. You have to recognize something deeper. You have to recognize your universal self, which is the same self in you and me and them and everybody. Recognize that oneness. This is what you want to recognize. So when selfishness starts to get dissolved and you start to become less obsessed with this human self, automatically the consciousness, your universal self is going to be aware of itself, because attention's not going on to your human self. I mean, take care of your human self, sure, but just the basics. Don't think about it so much. Think about, what does God want me to do? How can I serve others? Let that be your mantra, and be willing to do it, and be shown how to do it. Not everybody has the same work or service. We all have our own form of service that's suited for our particular temperament and character and karma. See, I'll give you a good example. When I was 20 or 21, I was like, I read somewhere, service is the answer. So my mind took it. I said, okay, I'm going to do service then, because I want to be free of my pain and neurosis, and I want to feel peaceful. I wasn't feeling peaceful. So I went and just volunteered anywhere I could find. I worked at an old person home, and I would talk to these the people, older people who they didn't have family, and they couldn't take care of themselves. I tried that, but that really wasn't suited for me. Oh God, I volunteered at, this was the worst, at a school, like a daycare center school, kids from like 4 years to 9 years old or something. God, I was terrible at that. I remember the kid, because they mess with you, they're kids. Yeah, I know. I was a master at messing with people. So which is why I did what I did. Okay, so listen. They're outside like during play period, and the kid said he was standing on something. He was like 4 feet up in the air or something. He's like, you dare me to jump? Now he's expecting me to say, don't do that. It's not good. I said, I'll give you $5 if you jump. So he jumped, and then the supervisor saw it, and she flipped out on me. Why'd you let him jump? I said, I don't know. I mean, he'll be all right. He's all right. See? That was my response. I didn't last there. So you got to find where you're suited for. I'm suited for this, making videos, for example, sharing this. I was speaking at different 12-step programs back then. I was suited for that. So you have to, it might take a little time to see what you're suited for. Give time and space for that. So then how do you serve in the meantime? This was a good idea. Somebody told me, when you just make wherever you're at any given time in life, make it a little better when you leave. For example, you go into the bathroom, you see something on the floor, or some trash I'm at the beach now. If I see a piece of paper, you can pick that up. Make it a little better. That's service. Get creative. When you're dealing with people, there's all kinds of ways to be a service. Somebody's having a bad day. If you're in America, it's not hard to find. Somebody, instead of taking that personal, because it's not personal. They're expressing, they're showing you where they're at. It's not personal. But see, if two people are having a bad day, then they take it personal. So why is he treating me bad? He must not, why would he do that to me? Here, take that. It's like two broken, hurt people are like mad at each other for treating each other bad. Well, what do you expect? They're hurt. There's a saying that says, you shouldn't treat a hurt person or a sick person badly, okay? So if somebody's not acting right, remember that. It's hard to remember, I understand. So when you're dealing with people on the outside and you're standing in line or at your grocery store or cashier or anywhere, be open. Ask the universe or God, show me, God, how can I serve somebody a little bit? It doesn't have to be some monumental thing. No, just show me, God, how can I be of service? Like, I'm willing to embody this principle of service. I want to do it better. I want to enrich my spiritual life. I feel service is an important principle, and so can you show me how to do that? And you be open and let life work through you, and then you'll start to understand. You'll start to understand life's taking care of you. And the more open we are, the more we surrender our little human projected idea of life, the more we give that up and just let life start to flow, we'll find, whoa, this works out a lot better. I'm going to give up my will in life, my ideas about life and what I need. I just want to give all that up for a little bit at least and see what happens. Do I just become a hole in the donut, just nothing now? Or does some greater power or presence take over and it starts guiding my life from inside? And then judge the two, which is better, and then choose the higher one. That's my advice. All right, have a good day.